Yes, good morning to all. Myself, Ramalgan, Assistant Professor, Department of Chemical Engineering, Hindustan College of Engineering and Technology. Today, I'm going to discuss about the uh, title from the subjects: Process Instrumentation, Dynamics, and Control. Yes, static and dynamic characteristics of measuring instruments. Today, we are going to say about the topic: static and dynamic characteristics. First, static characteristics. What is meant by static characteristics? A static characteristics of an instrument is used to measure a variables not vary with time. Some static characteristics are a range, span, accuracy, static error, reproducibility, draft, calibration, sensitivity, and dead zone. Right? First, range. What is meant by range? Range is the highest calibration and the lowest calibration value. That is the distance between the highest limit and the lowest limit. For example, if you measure the temperature from the thermometer, that 0 to 200 degrees Celsius is the limit. So that is the range. Span. The instrument span is given by x maximum minus x minimum, highest value minus lowest value. That is span. Then accuracy. Accuracy is all you know that this is the closeness with which an instrument reading approaches the value of that quantity being measured. That is, the it gives the real value or nearer to the truth value. Static error. The accuracy of an instrument is measured in terms of its error. So generally, static error is defined as the difference between the measured value and the true value of the quantity. Right. Then next, reproducibility. It is the degree of closeness with which an given value may be repeatedly measured. Then draft. If an instrument does not reproduce the readings of same reading at different intervals of measurement times for the same input signal, that it should have a no draft. Right. Next, calibration. A known input value given to an instrument measurement system and the system input output is noted. So if the system output deviates with respect to the given input corrections are made in the instrument so that the output matches the input. This process is called the calibrations. Then sensitivity. It is defined as the range of change in the output signal to the change in the input signal. So dead zone. It is the largest change in the physical variable to which the instrument does not respond. That is the region up to which the instrument does not respond for an input is called as the dead zone. Right? Next, dynamic characteristics. So, what is meant by dynamic characteristics? Dynamic characteristics describes how a system behaves over time when inputs change. That is, the input changes when it have an the system changes with the time. Okay, so there are some dynamic instruments dynamic measurements, response, time lag or dead time, fidelity, dynamic error. Next, dynamic measurements. It means that the instrument is required to measure an input which is varying with time. So this is known as the dynamic measurement. So when the changes occurring with respect to input is known as the dynamic measurements. Then response. The speed of an measuring instruments is defined as the quickness with which an instrument responds to a change in the output signal. Right? So next, time lag. What's my time lag means? The time taken by an instrument to begin its response in the measured quantity is called the dead time or time lag. Fidelity. It is the ability of a measurement system to produce an output in the same form as the input. That is the fidelity. So the dynamic error. The difference between the indicated quantity and the true value at the same varying quantity. And the time varying quantity is called the dynamic error. Right?